3.5 years have passed now since Peter, James, John, and the rest of the 12 disciples first heard the call of Jesus of Nazareth. What an amazing experience it has been, sitting at his feet, witnessing the incredible miracles, coming to know and love him, and to believe that he was their long-awaited Messiah. Now, they were approaching their final days, their last few days. It is Monday, and they enter the crowded temple. Seeing the money changers, the buying and selling of sacrificial animals, Christ angrily takes a whip and drives them away, crying out, "My house is a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves." The next day, Tuesday, Judas, one of the 12, seeks out the chief priests and agrees to betray Jesus. He presents a plan for his arrest, and this for only 30 pieces of silver. On Wednesday, it is believed that Jesus and his disciples spend the day at Bethany with their friends Mary, Martha, and Lazarus, a quiet repose before the storm. On Thursday, they return to Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover in a borrowed upper room. The disciples are saddened when Jesus speaks of his coming death. Later that night in the garden, Judas completes the act of betrayal. Jesus is arrested by the soldiers of the high priest. Friday. Dark Friday. Jesus is falsely accused and tried and then crucified. All day Saturday, the body of the Lord they loved lies lifeless in a rich man's tomb. The disciples are hiding, fearful for their lives. Their hopes are dashed. Their world has crashed. Early in the morning, the chief priests with the elders and scribes and the whole council immediately held a consultation. And binding Jesus, they led him away and delivered him up to Pilate, the governor. And Pilate questioned him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" And answering, Jesus said to him, "It is as you say." And the chief priests began to accuse him harshly. And Pilate questioned him again, saying, "Do you make no further answer? See how many charges they bring against you." But Jesus made no further answer, so that Pilate was astonished. Now at the feast, the governor was accustomed to release any one person whom the people wanted. And they were holding at that time a notorious prisoner called Barabbas. When the people were gathered together, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release for you? Barabbas or Jesus, who is called the Christ?" For he was aware that the chief priests stirred up the people to ask him to release Barabbas for him instead. And answering, Pilate said to them, "Then what shall I do to him to whom you call the King of the Jews?" And they shouted back, "Crucify him." But Pilate said to them, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they shouted all the more, "Crucify him! Crucify him! Crucify him!" after they crucified him, they put up above his head the charge against him, which read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." And those who passed by wagged their heads at him and hurled abuse.
So you're the king, you say, then why are you hanging there? Ha! So you're a king, you say, hey, look at that crown you wear. If you are who you say, then come down so we can see that you are who you claim to be, and save yourself.
The King of Jews you say, then look at your nail-pierced hands. What a joke. So you're the Son of God, your blood stains the desert sand. If you are who you say, then come down so we will see that you are who you claim to be, and save yourself.
Save yourself, Jesus! Hey, come down, save yourself!
耶穌，你喺十字架上面落嚟啊！救下你自己！
耶稣，下来救救你自己吧！
When it was evening, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who also had become a disciple of Jesus. He came to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. Then Pilate ordered it to be given over to him. And Joseph took the body and wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out in the rock. And he rolled a large stone against the entrance and went away. When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Salome brought spices that they might anoint him. And very early on the first day of the week, they came to the tomb where the sun had risen. And they said to one another, "Who will roll away the stone for us from the entrance of the tomb?" Looking up, they saw that the stone had been rolled away. And entering the tomb, they saw a young man sitting at the right, wearing a white robe. And they were amazed. But he said to them, "Do not be amazed. You are looking for Jesus the Nazarene, who was crucified. But he has risen. He is not here. Behold, here is the place where they laid him. But go, tell his disciples and Peter, he is going before them into Galilee. There you will see him, just as he had said to you."
Thank you.